So the market dropped down drastically. After reaching this 5200 zone, it gave a pullback. So and the price closed around 5240. So this 5240 is just below this 5260, which was the opening on Monday. And the next day also the price opened, that is on Tuesday. You can see, always see that these dotted vertical lines indicate the price closing and the next day opening. That is on 10th of the next day. You can see the date below. On 10th the market opened around the same zone. Near the closing the market opened again, and you can see the price found a resistance around 5260. The market is finding a resistance. This is the purpose why we are drawing this resistance and support line, so that it will help us and guide us for trading during the trading session. So after it found a resistance around 5260, but in the late night, after in the evening session, you can see that the price broke this 5260 and tested the major resistance zone, which we expected to be a very key decision zone for trading in crude oil, that is 5300 and 5320. So failure to break this zone, the market failed to break this zone, and then you can see the price dropped again and it closed below this 5230. So why we are seeing this closing and opening? The closing every day, the market closing and opening is quite important. You can see that the price is closing on 10th, the price closed around 5230. On Monday, if you remember, the price closed around 5240. So today is on the Tuesday closing is 10 points below the Monday's closing. And also you can see on Tuesday the price created a new high also, but it found a resistance around this zone. So these are the key points which we should note, quite often we should note that the next day the price opened near the trading the next day's closing. And also today's nowadays comparing with the INR price fluctuations, it's quite difficult to frame the support and resistance. So if we are very keen in this type of basic fundamental technical things, then that can actually guide us to make a very good decision. So on Wednesday, that is on 11th, the market opened around this 5230. Every Wednesday we have crude oil inventory report. So let's see what happened on Wednesday. Even on the next day also we expected selling because the price closed lower. It is below the two major resistance zone. This is 5260 and 5320. Since the price opened below the major resistance zone, we expected selling. So the market stayed down for a long time. So after this inventory report, you can see this is the time where we got the inventory report. So the price tried to bounce back and broke this intermediate resistance zone 5260 on Wednesday, and it took the support around 5260 and it tried to bounce back. And the point to be noted on Wednesday is that the price closed between the major resistance zone, which we expected this 5300 and 5320 was a major resistance zone. So the price closed near this zone, and it is a very key area on Wednesday. See you can see on Thursday, since the price opened below this zone, so we expected and we went for a sell call on Thursday. If the price opened, for instance, you see if the price was opening around above 5320, then it can be a buy call. So that is how the opening makes a difference in trading. Since the price on Thursday the market opened below that, on Thursday also we expected some selling in crude oil market, and you can very well see that the price again it found a support around 5200 5300 and it bounced back, and you can see that the price closed around 5300. So again we want to say that is that whenever the price is trading in the major decision zone, this closing, the market closing and the next day opening always will guide us. So since the price has closed below this 5320, on next day also we expected selling in market. That is on Friday also we expected some selling in market, though the price was staying between this 5300 and 5320. We expected selling, so that you can very well see that the price is not bouncing going above this 5320. Only if there is any closing and a clear price movement above 5320, then we can expect a closing above this 5320 and a opening above this 5320 can always induce buying in the crude oil market. But this didn't happen the last week. So whenever the price was staying above this 5320, it couldn't sustain that zone and it is coming down and closing below and opening below that. So that is a major reason why crude didn't break this 5320 and it is not strong above this 5320. On Friday you can see it is a very perfect consolidation. You can see the market is trading between these two zones, 5300 and 5320. So it's completely a support and resistance game and a consolidation in crude oil market. But this you can see that there is more selling than in buying. The price around taking a very clear resistance around 5320. Whenever the price is hitting, is taking a resistance around 5320. So today, like I said before, the closing and opening are important in trading in crude oil. So today if the price is opening above this 5320, then it is a very clear that the price can go higher. It provides us a confirmation that the price can move higher. But unfortunately today we are expecting price to open around 5280, which is below the Friday's market closing, and it is also below the average closing. So on Thursday also the price closed around 5300. So since we are expecting the price to open around 5280 based on the NYMEX price direction, so we are expecting the price to open lower. So that can induce some selling in crude oil market. So our point is clear. This week also, unless until we see a closing above this 5320 and a clear opening above this 5320 and a very good support around this 5320. These are the three criterias for crude oil to go higher. Whenever if you are going to see this type of patterns, then we can go for a buying. Till then we can go for a selling. So in order to make some adjustment with the INR price values, we can even go for selling till 5360 and you can have a stop loss around 5370. So this is what we are expecting in crude oil today. Since the price is opening below, we are expecting crude to go down for today, and if the price is going to close lower, then the trend can continue downside. Unless you get a closing and clear opening above 5320, it is quite difficult for crude to move higher. This is what we are expecting for crude oil, and the near target for crude can be, you know very well, the major support levels we have marked earlier, 5260, 5220, and if you remember this 5200, that is on Monday, that is on 9th, the market reached 5200 and it is consolidating within 100 point. If there is any closing between below 5220, it can very well drag the price to 5160 and 5120 if the trend continues to be down and if there is no closing below this zone, no closing above this 5220. So let us see, this is how we need to analyze we need to be perfectly analyzing the market on Monday, because Mondays are always very important for us. Only if we can pick this Monday market very perfectly, then the few days is going to be quite easier for us. So this is what we are expecting to trade in crude oil. Let us see what's going to happen during the trading session. And thanks for watching our video. Happy trading. Take care. Bye.